What's up FPL managers, welcome back to another FPL video. My name is Mo and today we're going to be discussing the deadline stream for Game Week 28 FPL season 2020-2021. So today we're going to talk about the hot topics, Game Week transfers, popular questions, what to do, what not to do, big choices, captaincy decisions, your questions to me, my answers to your questions. So we have everything in this video and we'll be getting a great insight into what decisions you guys should make in this deadline stream before we can lock in our teams for Game Week 28. Just to let you guys know, my name is Mo and this is my channel FPL Inkling. If you guys have been here before and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button on your screen, and if it's your first time, just to let you guys know, I have a bet with one of my friends. If I can get 500 subscribers by Game Week 38 of this FPL season, I will win a PS5 as a bet. So you guys already have helped me. I'm over 120 subscribers in 3 weeks. Thank you so much for your love, support and kind words. If you guys are continuing to support me, I appreciate everything. And people who haven't subscribed, now's your time to get involved and be part of this family. And if you want notifications of when my videos come out, hit that lovely notifications icon bell to get the latest news in terms of when I release my videos. So thank you so much once again, and let's get started with this deadline stream. So the first biggest question I've had this week, all week I've got questions, is it time to drop Mo Salah? Well, I don't have him in my team to drop him, but if you guys do, I'd say no. Now I'll tell you guys why. Let's have a look at Liverpool. Mo Salah. He's owned by 35.4% of managers. He's got 171 points this year. 17 goals, 4 assists. He was blank in the last 2 game weeks. He was subbed off after an hour against Chelsea. But he scored in midweek, guys. He scored in the Champions League. So let's take that as a good omen. He's showing ambition to prove he's still got it. Look, every player has a bad patch that goes on him or her when they play the game of football or any sports. It's part of the game. Any individual who plays any form of sport will have good periods and bad periods. Now, if you've supported him throughout this lean patch he's had for a couple of game weeks, support him to the end of the season, because his fixtures, they actually don't look that bad. Look at the sea of green we have. So we've got Wolves, Arsenal. Let's get all the way down to, Aston Villa, Leeds, Newcastle, Southampton, West Brom, Burnley, Crystal Palace. Guys, just take a moment. Think about it. I'm going to say don't sell Mo Salah. I kind of wish that I have the funds to bring him in, actually. After looking at those fixtures, they're mouth-watering. He could have a field day in one of them. If you guys remember the game he had against Crystal Palace earlier this season when they scored 7, he came on as a sub. And let's have a look. They scored 7. He got 16 points with 2 goals and an assist. So guys, Mo Salah for me, if you have him in your team, keep him in there. If you don't have him in your team, look to get him in after game week 31. Those fixtures look mouth-watering, and I don't see a reason why he shouldn't be part of your plans. I mean, I'm considering bringing him in after doing, or reviewing those fixtures. After doing this question, I'm definitely thinking that, maybe I need to think of making a rearrangement to my squad, because Mo Salah's fixtures look great and he's always a dynamite, and players like him, he's worth 12.5 mil. He definitely will give you a return, guys. So keep him in. That's the answer to that question for me. The next question I got was, time to take out Salah and bring in Bale and Kane. Well, we've had a look at the Liverpool fixtures. Well, Spurs fixtures aren't too bad. Most of them are 3s. So they're all winnable games from my perspective. Are they grey because of the way Mourinho sets his team up? Because some of those fixtures, for example, against Newcastle away, it's a 3. I would have thought that would have been a green 2 for Spurs. So to get rid of Salah, well, a lot of people are now looking to bring Bale into their squad. So I'm just thinking, is he going to be a differential? He still is, because he's not owned by many players. Let's see what his ownership is for this game so far. So Spurs, Gareth Bale, 5.9%, yeah. So he's a differential. Would I bring him into the squad? He's got 2 big hits in the last 3 game weeks. Double digit pointers. Would I bring Gareth Bale in? I wouldn't bring him in personally, but it depends on how the kind of like core of your squad is built, what formation you're playing. So if you believe that Salah is not going to get you as many points as Bale, or vice versa, then the decision will be quite easy for you. I think if I have a look at those fixtures, I mean, I'm not sure how you can get Harry Kane in without Bale. I'd get Kane in if you can. But put it this way, who will get you more points by the end of the season at those games that I've just shown you, Bale or Salah? For me, based on paper, the results, the fixtures I'm seeing, I think it's going to be Mo Salah. So no, don't take in Bale for Salah, but get in Kane if you can free up funds from elsewhere in your squad. That is my answer to that question. Is it time to get rid of Son? Nope. I'm not going to advise that at all. Don't get rid of Son. He's an absolute key part of the squad for Spurs. He's not a rotational player. He will play pretty much every single minute. He will start every game. No risk of rotation, so keep Son in, guys. I'm keeping him for the rest of the season. Unless he gets injured. I don't see myself taking him out, especially with the fixtures he has as well. Ward-Prowse, is he essential now? Nope, he's not essential whatsoever. For me, I had a really good gut inkling, or like a gut feeling about Ward-Prowse playing well in the double game week, so I brought him in. He got me a good game week return of 18 points, so I'm not complaining about that, but he's gone straight out of my squad, as you guys can see. So he's not part of my game week squad. But Southampton this week, let's see who they're playing. Southampton are playing Brighton at home, so maybe keeping him in might not be a bad shout, because I saw his positioning of play. He plays a lot deeper in the Southampton squad. If you want someone from open play who's going to create a lot of chances, I like Armstrong from Southampton, but Ward-Prowse isn't an essential at the moment. Maybe Che Adams. I'm not saying these guys are essentials, but there are also other players that you can it's worth considering from Southampton itself. So have a look at those, see if they might be a better option or they might be slightly cheaper than the Ward-Prowse option itself. And plus, Ward-Prowse ownership will definitely go up this week as well, because when I brought him in, he was only a very handful of managers had him in their squad. So let's have a look. He's owned by nearly 10% of managers now. How many ownerships has it gone up? Yeah, so he's gone up by 140,000 managers nearly have brought him in. For me, he's done the bit I needed him to do. I can see him getting something against Brighton, but he's not essential for me. So if you don't have him in your squad and you've got alternative transfers you can make, I'd prioritise them definitely in that situation. How many players are enough for Game Week 29? I answered this in my Team Week preview / team selection video, which was released yesterday. I believe that anywhere between 7 to 11 players should be enough. I have 9. If I can get 2 more in after this game week, if I make any transfers, I will do my best, but I'm pretty content with 9. Even if I don't make any transfers, I think that'll be enough for this game week itself. But it depends on your strategy. Do you have a wild card left? Do you want to use it now, or do you want to save it for game week 31? As I said, I would advise it, leave it for game week 31. Try bringing in 2 transfers, 3, maybe 4, to get as many players for the game week 29. Also, if you got a free hit, use the free hit icon chip. That might become very useful and handy for you to make sure you guys can get enough players in your squad to not fall behind in this blank week. Okay? Shaw for Cancelo. I went the opposite way. I brought Cancelo in for Shaw, so it's entirely your choice. I have a risk of rotation with Luke Shaw and injury as well, because he's quite injury prone. Is he overrun? Has he played too many games? So I've gone Cancelo. There's a risk of rotation, but I have Konsa and I have Harrison Reed as well. So if I need to bring those players in from the bench, I will have hopefully 11 players on the pitch playing for me. So that's my tip, is if you've asked me for Shaw for Cancelo, I understand you doing that, but I've gone vice versa for this transfer, okay? What's the best formation to play? Whew. If only I knew, eh? Well, for me, this week it's going to be 3-4-3. I've played 3-5-2 in the last 2 game weeks, but 3-4-3, I've gone for 3 strikers now. I think you got to go for the kill. I've got Bamford, Antonio, Watkins. Pretty much the best medium-range strikers that have performed this season. Don't see a reason why I shouldn't have chosen this, but for me, that's the best form of attack. I've got 7 attacking players here, with Cancelo, who's kind of like considered like a wing back as well. So maybe 8 goal returns. Consta's pretty good on set pieces and corners. So let's see, like free kicks wise as well, if you can get me something in return for that. And Diaz, he's a star player for the season already. As you guys can see the star next to him. That's why I have him in my squad. Should I bring in Vardy for the Sheffield United game? Yeah, I don't see why not. He's blanked in 3 game weeks. Maybe it's time for him to come good. I've taken him out. I've brought in Antonio and Aubameyang for Gundogan. So that was my school of thought. But Vardy, he can turn up at any point in any game. He's been absolutely consistent for the last 4 to 5 years. He's, for me, one of the most underrated strikers in the Premier League era. However, the thing with him and me in this game is whenever I bring him in, he starts firing blanks. And when I take him out of my squad, he scores hat-tricks against Man City away at the early part of the season, or he gets injured with a hip injury. So again, he hasn't done it for me when I brought him in. But for me now, even if he scores 10 goals in the next 10 games, I'm not too concerned really, because I've made a decision and I've chosen Antonio for the next couple of weeks. Unless anything changes in terms of injury or the games week itself in terms of form-wise, I may reconsider and take him out, take some other players out and bring him back in. So we'll have to wait and see. But if you want to bring him in for Sheffield United, the most lowest ranked team in the league, I don't see much coming from that game. So yeah, I'll definitely bring him in. If you've got the transfer to bring him in, then do get him in your squad. But I've gone vice versa, so that was my reasoning of thought. But if you've got a reasoning of thought that you think you've got an inkling about him doing well, get him in. Why not? Be brave, be different. Let's see how you guys get on. Another question which I'm looking on my screen, which was set in, was Watkin against Newcastle or Bamford against Chelsea? I've got both. I've got both in my squad, but if I had to choose between the one, I'd say Watkins against Newcastle. Chelsea's defence has been absolutely solid since Tuchel has come, but Bamford's on penalty, so it's a weighing situation. Watkins has hit the post a couple of times in the last couple of game weeks, so he's been a bit unlucky. But if I had to choose between the two, based on current form and the fixture difficulty, I'd choose Ollie Watkins. But I've got both in my squad, so I'm a win-win situation at 2 strikers. Fernandes or KDB, who's the better captain? For this game week, has to be Kevin De Bruyne. Playing Fulham away. Fulham have done very well in the last couple of game weeks. However, De Bruyne has just done really well in the last couple of game weeks as well. He's looking very sharp, and he's got a game week return. I just feel he's the first name on the team sheet. And if he doesn't play for any odd reason, I've always got Fernandes as my backup. So out of the two, I choose De Bruyne. Fernandes against West Ham could get a penalty, etc. West Ham have been really solid this season. So this is probably the first time I'm actually going to say this. That this game week, I think Kevin De Bruyne for me looks a lot more certain as a captain choice than Fernandes. Maybe it might change in the next couple of weeks, but for game week 28, definitely De Bruyne, guys. Bring him in. If you don't have him in and get him as captain against Fulham, he will give you the returns. I got a question from someone saying, am I taking a risk bringing in Willian? Ooh. The Arsenal's crowd pleaser favourite, Willian. Let's have a look. Willian. Now this is a stat for you guys. Willian has more assists than Aubameyang. Willian has actually got more assists this season than I think I saw Salah and Mane, and he still gets criticised. He's got 7 assists, guys. In the last 2 game weeks, he's got 3 assists and he's got 17 points. And let's see his game. He's got Tottenham, West Ham, Liverpool. I might not bring him in until game week 31 if you guys got a wild card. Look at the fixtures then. Sheffield, Fulham, Everton, Newcastle, West Brom. Guys, he's only owned by 3% of managers. If you want to bring him in now, I fully understand you. If you want to bring him in based on your gut inkling. But after game week 31, even I'm considering bringing him in at the moment. Not owned by much, 7.5. Consider this hasn't been one of his most fruitful seasons. He's still got 7 assists, guys. He's not scored goals, but yeah, Willian. Could he be my saviour for this season? We'll have to wait and see. But if you're looking to bring him in and you've got the transfers or a free hit or a wild card, get him into your squad, guys. Willian might be the differential you need to climb up the ladder. Who knows? Being different might be, being brave might be the best decision you make this week. Like I took on Ward-Prowse. Why not let's take Willian on this week? He could be the differential that we need to boost us up those rankings. Who has the best fixtures at the end of the season? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've had a look at all the fixtures. For me, it's Chelsea and Arsenal. But I think Arsenal on paper have the more favourable fixtures. Will they win those fixtures? I'm not too sure. But I think overall, Arsenal have more favourable fixtures. There's Leicester and Wolves as well, which have good fixtures as well. I think it's going to be Arsenal followed by Chelsea, followed by Leicester for me are the favourable fixtures. The only risk with Chelsea is the risk of rotation, especially with the Champions League, then progressing the FA Cup. There's going to be a risk of rotation, so players like Mount, Rudiger, Azpilicueta, Reece James, Thiago Silva when he comes back. So there's a lot of players there, Abraham, Werner, Pulisic, Havertz. There's a lot of players here that might be rotated, whereas Arsenal have got that core part of the squad which pretty much will stay. So you're going to have Aubameyang, you're going to have Lacazette who might be rotational, Willian will pretty much be rotational, but then you've got players like Pepe who's played a lot recently, Smith Rowe, Saka. So these guys are much more regular, so it's going to be the hit of rotation versus risk. See what you go for, but I definitely say Arsenal have the more friendlier fixtures based on game week 31 to 36. They have more friendly fixtures. Kane, Son and Bale. Is it time to triple up on the Spurs trio? Oh, wow. Well, I'm not going to, but I can understand the people who do. That means taking out all your funds away. I mean, if you're going to spend 9.5, and then 11 million, so that's nearly just around a third of your budget on 3 players. You're putting so many eggs in one basket, because if one week Spurs do not play well, what's going to happen to your game week ranking? What's going to happen to your total points? What if Gareth Bale is benched and isn't used during the game? Do you have the kind of like cover on the bench to bring on who you're comfortable that they're going to get you the points if he doesn't play? Are you going to make it an 11-man squad, which is a strong one, or no bench? It's difficult to predict. I wouldn't treble up on Spurs just yet. I'd double up. I would go Son and Kane. That would be my double up. Or Bale and Kane. And third option would be Bale and Son. But I wouldn't go treble just yet. Bale for me, it's still a bit here and there. It's not fully confirmed he's going to be playing every single minute, every single game. Is he going to be just as effective? I could be proved wrong. Maybe in 3-4 weeks' time we'll get more of a clearer idea of how his fitness and form is and how Mourinho is going to look to utilise him. Is he going to be played more in the Europa League and cup competitions like he has been to get Mourinho a cup, or is he going to be focused more on getting a top 4 finish? It's yet to be seen, but I definitely would have put all those eggs for Spurs in one basket, because one blank game week, and that's literally going to put you so far behind other kind of managers and in your leagues as well. I don't think it's worth the risk in itself. So those were the main questions that have been given before the deadline stream has started. So the deadline is Friday, the 12th of March, 6:30. So make sure you guys submit your squads before then, make your transfers. So as I can show you guys my team again, Martinez is going to be playing in my goal. He's playing Newcastle. We've got another player from Aston Villa. We've got Konsa and Watkins. I've got Diaz and Cancelo in my defence. So for example, if one of them are benched or rotated, I've got Reguilon to come on, followed by my midfield, where I've got Son, De Bruyne, my captain, Bruno Fernandes and Aubameyang. Then I've got Watkins, Antonio and Bamford up front. And then I've got Harrison Reed also, who can come on just in case anyone else, or if I have 2 players that are benched for any odd reason this week. So I've got those players in, they're locked. I made 6 transfers, I've lost 16 points. Yes, I've had a lot of questions going, why have you taken so many hits? Why have you taken Shaw out? Guys, I've made my decision. That's my inkling. I'm being brave. I'm being different. And I'm going to hopefully reap the rewards for it as I've received it over the last couple of game weeks. I've moved from around 1.5 million ranking to around 945,000, which is a huge leap in 4 weeks. And basically, if I didn't take those risks and take around 30 points hits, I nowhere near would have been this close to the ranking I have. I probably wouldn't even been in the top 1.2 mil, let alone in the top 950,000. So the aim is now to get even higher. Let's see how far we can get. Let's see what these guys can get me in terms of this week. Let me know how you guys get along. Please make sure you guys submit your squad in before the 6:30 deadline on Friday. This was the deadline stream, guys. Thank you once again for tuning in. If you liked what you've seen, hit the subscribe button, hit the like icon, hit the notification icon as well. Help me get to that 500 subscribers to win a PS5. If you really enjoyed it, hit the notification icon so you guys can get notifications of when I'll be releasing my videos. I will now be back with the reaction stream on Sunday evening to show you guys how my team's done, what the reaction is for this game week 28, how my team did, how the overall teams did, what the average points were, and what we can look forward to in terms of what happened and what you guys have thrown at me over the weekend in terms of your reaction to all the incidents that take place. Best of luck, guys. Just remember, be different, be brave, and you'll see the rewards you'll get. This is FPL Inkling. My name's Mo, and I'll see you guys soon.